This video tutorial aims at teaching you how to use Microsoft Forms to create a survey for your customers to collect their feedback to improve your business. So here we start with the interface of Microsoft Forms. As you can see, we have three tabs: new quiz, new form, and a quick import. We use a quick import if we want to import already designed questions into our Microsoft form. In this video, we'll start with a new form. So before we go to a new form, you can see there are here, we can explore a lot of templates. So we have like a quiz, registration, feedback, and research. So there are a lot of ready-made templates set by the software if you would like to use. Now, if you want more, we can see view gallery, and then you can see here the template gallery. It has different topics. So we can explore by category, for example, feedback and evaluation survey, registration and application form, academic research and study, quiz and assessment. So there are different categories. Now, for example, let us open one of them, customer satisfaction survey. So we open it and we can use the same one or make our own personalized editions according to our preferences. If we want to check that, we can see there are a variety of questions. The first one is like multiple choice questions. The second question is text. The third question is again multiple choice question. And then 4 and 5, they are text. 6 is a multiple choice question. And 7 is a Likert scale, where we have categories and or statements, and we ask customers to evaluate each item separately. We also have like rating, and then we have a text. So as we can see, we have a variety of questions, mostly multiple choice and a text. Now let's continue exploring the interface. We have a new quiz, a new form, and a quick import. Then we have the recently opened Microsoft Forms. My forms, the ones created by myself, the ones I created, and then we have filled forms, the ones I'd filled, and then shared with me by others, and then the favorite one. So here I will teach you how to add any form into favorite or unfavorite. So favorite enables ease of access. If you add any form as a favorite, you can find it easier. So you click on the three dots. You can see here you can either favorite or unfavorite. So for example here, if you click on favorite, the BTM, as you can see, move to the left. You see this form has moved to the left. It will appear at the beginning whenever I need it. So you can remove it from recent as well, or you can unfavorite it. So when we refresh the page, we can see the changes. So for each of the forms, when you click the three dots, there would be options. So favorite or unfavorite. So when you unfavorite it doesn't appear at the beginning anymore. Example, birthday, if I want to make it favorite, if you see it move to the left because of ease of access. So here is the three dots here. You can have, if you go to my forms, you can click on any of them. You see the options: open, copy, move, unfavorite, and delete. Yeah, delete only appears in my forms because I can delete my forms, but for others I cannot delete. So you can open, copy, and favorite and delete. If you see, when you go to recent, the same thing. You can click on the three dots and see the different options we have. You can remove from recent. So here also, so this is one way to find for ease of access to favorite a form. You can see it easily. Now there is another option is to filter it. For example, if you want to search in the search engine, if you say Northern, so when you type in the search option the text, it will appear here if you know the title of the form. Now there are two types of view. One of them is the list view. So is all your forms are arranged in a list. So it has advantages. You can see the dates on the right, the dates that are related to the form. And in the middle, you can see the number of responses to the form. So this is the list view. You see more details. The other one is tiles. When you have tiles, you can see the forms as large icons. You can have more details where you can click on the three dots and do the additions you wanted. So now let us start by going to the new form to start from the scratch and to learn how we can create our own form. Start by giving a title, and I'll have this Word document to copy from is about Tesco. So I will share it with you so that you can have practice. So usually the title, remember the title should be brief and meaningful. We don't usually have long titles. Yeah. So we put and look at the capitalization. We capitalize each word. Yeah. So this is the title of the survey, Tesco Customer Satisfaction Survey. And let us add a description as well. So we can go and copy the description. And then we put it back. Yeah. I mean, the description is very useful. There are several comments regarding the description. First, we thank the customers for shopping, for using our service. Then we also explain the aim of the service, that it is to improve the products and services. We also mention that we value their feedback to make them feel they are special and valuable customers. And it's very important to give them the estimated time needed to fill in the survey. For example, we mentioned approximately, we did not specify, we mentioned approximately 5 to 7 minutes because we need to be inclusive as a business. Because it is based on their circumstances. It's not a definite 5 to 7 minutes, it's just approximately. So this is only estimated time because probably this is based on their Wi-Fi speed, and also it is based on their if they have dyslexia or not. So this is the main elements in the description. It's important to mention that when I say improve your product and services, so in some businesses like a car wash, they sell tires at the same time they wash cars. So they do products and services. For example, whereas if you talk about tourism business, probably is only services. You are talking about services. But for Tesco, it's applicable. They sell products, and at the same time, you will talk about their service, their customer service experience. So that's why we mention products and services. So it's based on the context of your business. You need to choose whether you have to say improve our products or improve our services, or could be both the products and the service. Importantly, make sure that both the title and the description they don't have any grammatical or spelling mistakes or even typos. Check the formality of the language and whether it's appropriate for customers. Check for accuracy and fluency of the language.
So now let us move to question one. We filled in the title of the questionnaire, of the survey and the description. We can add an image which is optional. One of them is to upload the image. If you already have it on your desktop, you can just click on it and maybe open it. PNG is the best type, yeah, very compatible. So here you can, there are options here, you can delete it, and let me show you another option. You can upload an image from OneDrive, and or you can upload it from your desktop or like PC, or you can do image search through the internet. So you can type here Tesco and pick up your choice. From here, if you use the slide bar, vertical one on the right, you can pick up your preference. So this is the logo, is clear, yeah. Now if you want to see how it looks for the recipient, how it looks, so let us go to preview. Always use a preview if you want to see how the customer will see the survey. So here we have the logo, the title, the description. So also we click preview. Remember, when we click preview, you see how the customer will see it. So we have the title, and as you see, we capitalize each word in the title. And then we have the description, brief and meaningful. And then we have the logo. So always we click a preview whenever we want to check how it looks like for the customer. Now if you look at the mobile, there is compatibility here, whether you look at it at the mobile or iPad or the computer. The system will not cut any of the text, so it will be automatically adjusted in the correct way. So this is very advantageous, whereas if you want to design your own website, you pay for extra service. They call it optimization if you want it to be compatible with mobile and iPad. So as you see, the Microsoft Forms has this advantage whether you have whether you are on the computer or a smaller screen, still it will be clear, nothing will be cut. So Microsoft Form will automatically adjust it for you.
If you look at this little thunder symbol, this is AI, artificial intelligence. So the AI is inbuilt feature into Microsoft Form 365, and you can see you have several options. Because our title is related to customer satisfaction survey, so the AI will generate some recommendations for us. So it's up to us whether we need to choose it or not. You can select all of them or some of them. You can select all and then you do your own modifications. As you can see on the right, it shows you the type of the question, whether it's a text or rating. Look at the first question, rating. We can also make our adjustment to that. So it's up to you what you need to do with that. So let us go back to our example. For the learning purposes, we start from the scratch. We will not focus on AI. So what we can do, we click on here and start creating our own questions. I have created questions already. I will copy paste them from this Word document. Firstly, I'll start with sections. I will create section 1. Yeah. So what's the meaning of section? The function of section is we divide the content of the survey into several sections based on what we need. For example, section 1, it might be only demographic information about the customer, such as age, ethnic background, salary, language, for example. The second question would be related to the shopping habits, for example. So it's not a must, but is highly recommended. It's highly recommended to have sections in your survey. Let us start with section 1 here. And in section 1, it would be customer information. So we click on section 1. We copy here customer information and we paste it here. And then we go here. So the first question would be about full name. So that we add a question, we choose as a text. So full name. So we choose a text because it is a text. The customer will need to fill in the text. When it says short answer, it means when we click on it, we should not activate the long answer. So short answer, it means the answer would be on one line. Whereas when we have long answer, it will enable the customer to, if they have like bullet points more than one line, if they need to have more lines to write on. But short answer, it means they can write their name in one line. Usually the names can be filled in one line. So when it says short answer, so we deactivate the long answer now. So we add a new question now. So this is the difference between short answer and long answer. Long answer would be they can enable the customer to fill it in more than one line, whereas short answer, it would be only one line. So for the name is enough to have a short answer, one line. Now, if we go to the second question now, we have the email address. So the question is a text, but we have restriction email. So let us fill it. So we copy the email address. We add it here, add a new question. We choose text. We paste it here, email address, and we go to the three dots at the corner. You know, when you hover away from it, it will go. But when you click on it, if you see here, when we click on it, we click on the three dots and we add restriction. And the restriction, it should be email. It means if the customer has filled any text without at, the system will not accept that. So we have restriction like email. So if the email is incorrect, it will be highlighted as wrong. The third question is age group. Now the type of question is multiple choice. So let us go and fill it. We choose multiple choice this time. And then we write the age group. So as we see here, we have in this multiple choice, we have several options. And then we will have a single answer is right. Because usually when we design the age groups, we will avoid overlap. So the age of the customer should belong to one age group. As I mentioned, we copy paste each one individually. You can pause the video and then try to copy paste all of the ages. I will show you an example of overlap. We need to avoid overlap in order not to confuse the customer. For example, if my age is 24, the three options will be applicable. So avoid any overlap, whether in salary or age or numbers. Always check the numbers for accuracy, especially when a single answer is required rather than multi answers. Now we will move to the next question. Which Tesco store did you visit? So the type of question is a text. So we add a question, we choose the text, and we paste the question. Now, since the question is a short answer, we don't need to activate the long answer because one line is enough for this answer. For consistency, also we click on it and we enlarge it. Now, the following question is the date of your visit. It asks for a date, so we go and then add new questions and we choose now the date. So now we type the question here and then also we enlarge it for consistency with the other questions. And now when we click on preview, when we scroll down, we can see that the customer will see the calendar symbol, little calendar at the right corner, as you can see. So if we click on it, so the customer will have this calendar where he can choose from. So, or if he, so we have to follow the format here. So wherever you click here, if you change the format, the system will not accept it. So as you can see here, you need to check the calendar is day, month, and year. DD, MM, Y. So here we have, this is the format of the calendar. Now this is a UK one. For the USA, you need to be careful if it is a USA one or a Chinese one, the start would be the month before the date. But anyway, when the customer click on it, the system will pick up there would be drop-down calendar where the customer can choose the right date. If you want a UK one, you can adjust it through the setting to make it a time and zone UK based, not a USA based. So we will have a separate video for that. So this is done by the setting. So the customer, only the customer, when we click a preview, you can see that. But when we go to our workplace, it doesn't show there is a calendar. Only if we click on it, there would be no drop calendar. Only when we preview it, as you can see, we don't have the calendar. Only when we click a preview, this is the customer's view, we can see that there is a calendar. Now let us move to section 2, shopping habits. We click add a new question and then we scroll down to section. And we name this section shopping habits. The first question is a multiple choice. So when you say how often, as you can see, the system has automatically generated options for me. This is the AI enabled feature into Microsoft. So, however, I'm going to use my own options, the ones I have already created. So I can add all if I wanted, and then I can delete what is not applicable to me. Again, I can enlarge the text for consistency. And now let us go and copy the answers because they are different from the AI generated ones. So let us say if you want to delete one option separately, you can hover here and see the bin. You can delete it. You can add a question as we mentioned here, and or you can delete. So let us copy paste them. Let us move to question number 7. Which Tesco services have you used? It's select all that apply. So we have multiple answers, not only a single answer. So more than one answer is correct. So we copy the question and then we add a question, multiple choice, we paste the question, and then we copy the other options. So instead of copying them one by one, we try to copy all of them to save our time. And then we paste them there, so the system will automatically add them all. We also need to enlarge the text for consistency. We highlight it and then we go click large. So we reach question number 8. What was the main reason for your visit? And it is a drop down. So we copy that and we add a question. And drop down, it means multiple choice. So we paste the question here. And then, so the options we have is those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have 7 items. We copy them in one go, and then we go here, and then we paste them. So automatically they will be added, as we can see, into the system. Now we have a grocery, household, clothing, pharmacy, and fuel, and other. So for consistency, we go and highlight the first one and we make it large so that it is consistent with the other questions, the same font style. Now, when we see, when we copy paste the what was the main reason, so as you see, the system will add, the AI will generate automatically these options for me. So I can add them or I can delete them. So, or maybe I can add all and then remove them. So it's up to you what to use, but for us, we will copy paste the same ones. As we can see, when you hover over it, you can delete any of them. You can delete it and you can change the order. As you can see, you can change the order of the items or you can delete them. Let us see the order. Grocery, household, clothing. So grocery and household would be the top and then clothing, okay? So how to do drop down? We click here, we click inside it till we see these 3 dots and then we choose drop down. So we choose a drop down. Let us see when we preview it, how it looks like for the customer. When we go to preview, and then we go to question number 8. So what was the main reason for the visit today? As you can see, the customer will have the answers as a drop-down list. So this is compatible whether it is a mobile, as you can see, is the same thing, or mobile or an iPad, or if it's a computer, yeah, or a PC, I mean. So let us go back. So we finished this question here. So let us go to section 3. So we need to add a section called customer satisfaction. We copy that and then we go here and then we add a question and it is a section and then it is customer satisfaction now and then the new question would be overall how satisfied were you with your visit. So we copy this question and then we add it. So is a type rate. Yeah. So we want to rate it. So we click on here and choose rating. Again, we highlight that and then we make large. Yeah. And then here, so as you can see, let us see the options here. So the question is rating. Now, we need to follow that. So first, we need to tell the customer who will respond to our questionnaire what one stands for and what 5 stands for. So we can write it here. So now here, if we go, we have several options. So 5 stars and it's 5 stars. So if we go back, so as you can see here, we have different levels. We have till 10. We have till 10. So we have till 10. So different levels. The standard is 5. You can choose based on your preference. In that example, it's only 5. Yeah. And the symbol, it can be stars. Let us see what symbols we have. It can be numbers and it can be hearts, and then ribbon, and it can be thumbs, like, it can smiley face, or it can be a flag, or it can be light bulb, and it can be a tick, and it can be a trophy. So we have different options and we have different levels. So now let us see how it looks like. So we put it back to 5 and then let us choose the ticks, for example. So when we preview, remember preview is the customer's view, how the customer will see it. So when we click preview, and let us see here, let us move. So how satisfied, as you can see, the customer will see it as ticks here. Now, if we go back, we can choose it. We can change it here. We can choose another style. We can choose, for example, like the flag. And then when we preview it again, let us see how it looks like. So the customer will see it as 3 or 4, also as flags, and the customer can rate it in the way they like. Let us clear our selection here. So let us go back. For now, let us keep it here as stars. So when we click as stars, the customer will see it as stars. Now here, after that, we have number 10. Please rate the following aspects of your shopping experience. And this one would be Likert scale. Let us see what the meaning of Likert scale. So we go here and then we add a question. And the question would be Likert. And then we click here. So Likert scale. So if you see here, when we put it here, you see the system will automatically give suggestions. You can add them and you can delete them. It's up to you. So here, let us make it bigger as a text. So now here, the system always keep generating suggestions for you. So Likert scale is very useful because you can it allows you in a single question like that to rate several elements. For example, the first element is store cleanliness. So here are the statements, and then product availability. It looks like a table, as you can see here. So we have columns and we have rows here. Add a statement. You can delete or add a statements based on your preference. So let us go here. Staff friendliness. So check out the speed. And then value of money. So here the customers who visit Tesco, or whether they shop online, or yeah. So here they have to rate each item separately. So the last statement is value of money. So we have several statements here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So for each selection, so the question is, please rate the following aspects of the shopping experience. And let me see what we have. We have very poor. So we have here, we start with very poor. Probably we'll write it here. So we have very poor. The second one is poor. So we don't need this one. Then we have poor, and then we have average, and then we have good. So as you see, the system, the AI keeps generating options for me. Very poor, poor, average, good. And excellent. So when you look at the Likert sketch, you can see here, when we hit that, you can add column or you can remove them. We can add a statement and we can remove it. And the same thing here. So these like rows. So here we can add columns and you can remove it. So think of it as a table. So now it's very important to know that we have, if you see, I decide to capitalize each word, very poor, poor for consistency, all of them is capitalized. This is number one. Number two, when we provide adjectives here, we move slowly we cannot move from the very poor to the excellent one. So we have to move gradually from very poor, little portion is poor, and little one is average, which is like a neutral, and then good, and then excellent. So we move slowly from the very negative to the very positive, or the opposite way around. So customer can rate store cleanliness, maybe average, product availability, probably good, staff friendliness, maybe excellent, check out the speed, probably good, value of money, maybe poor. Yeah. So these are samples. So this question, so Likert scale enables you to rate each statement separately in a single question. Now let me clear my answers and go back. Now here we finish with this question. So let us go to another question, number 11. How likely you would like to recommend Tesco to friends or family? So here we copy this question. So let us see what type it is. It is point scale, 10-point scale. This is very popular. So let us see what is that here. When we add a question, we choose NPS, Net Promoter Score. So how likely are you to recommend Tesco to friend or family? Let us move to section 4. Section 4, products and services. Add a new question and a section. The section's name is product and services. So when we go to this question, it is ranking. And then let us delete these options because we want to add our own options. You can pause this video so that you can add all the items, copy and paste them one by one. So this is ranking. So we copy the items and we add them here. So now let us see when we preview it how it looks like on the customer side. So the customer here will put those in order according to the level of satisfaction. So the customer will reorder them by using these arrows. I can hover. So if you see, if I click away, I don't see anything. If I come closer, I can see these arrows. The moment I go away, I don't see them anymore. So now here, if bakery is the first, I can put it number 1. If it's a frozen food, frozen foods were the worst, so we put them down because I am the least satisfied with, for example. Here we can do customer service. Probably it comes after bakery. I'm happy with the customer service. So if you see here, we changed the ranking here. This is ranking. Let me clear the options and let me go back now. Question 13 is multiple choice. Did you find all the items you wanted? So it is multiple choice. So add a question, multiple choice, large, and the system suggested yes, no, maybe. Yes, no, partially. Maybe we can add them now here. So we can add them all. We change maybe into partially. Now in question 14, we need to ask the customer about their feedback. If they say no, they are not satisfied or they are partially satisfied, we need to have more feedback on that. So that's why we choose a text. So a text, and we try to make it long answer, not short answer. Section 5, feedback. Add a new question, section, and feedback. And in the feedback, we have long answer. What did you enjoy most about your shopping experience? And the text is long answer. So is a text. because maybe they enjoy more than one thing. That's why we make it as we accept a long answer. Now, what improvements would you suggest? Same thing, long answer. Add a new question, a text, and also it's a long answer. Seventeen is really interesting. Please upload a photo or a receipt. So this is file upload. File upload, and then so of course when we ask them to upload something, so here, so if maybe if they have Microsoft, if you want to use it at GPS, so you need to use Microsoft 365 using global banking .ac.uk, your global banking username and password. Now here, when we say like file upload, there are several options. Now here there is the customer can upload up to 10 files. Yeah. We can restrict it by only one file. Now there is capacity as well, up to 10 megabyte, up to 100 megabyte, up to 1 gigabyte. Because if the customer probably they want to upload a photo or a receipt, maybe they don't need 1 gigabyte unless they want to upload a video. So here the receipt, so and a photo. So let's go for 100 megabytes would be okay. There are options for that. So if the customer want to upload a file, there are options here. There are restriction about the file type, for example. If you want them, we accept Word one, because if they wanna, maybe the receipt is like it is on a Word document. Maybe Excel is not applicable. PowerPoint maybe not. PDF file, yes, the receipt if they scan it, it would be in the PDF file format. Image, it's acceptable because they are going to upload a photo. Probably we don't allow video because we say a photo or a receipt. Maybe we don't allow audio. Yeah, so we want it's a written feedback. Yeah. So here we the file we there are restriction about the number of files they can upload and the capacity 100 megabyte or 1 gigabyte and the type of file. So if the customer want to upload an Excel file or a PowerPoint or an MP4 or any type of video, it will not be accepted. Now let us see when we preview it how it looks like for the customer. So this is question 17. Please upload a photo or a receipt. So in the customer's view, now it says non-anonymous question because you might be, this is just to attract your attention that your email address will be revealed here because if you are going to use a domain, you might be identifiable. So here we can click on upload file and the system will allow you to upload file. Yeah, here. We can test it. We can upload a Word document. It will be accepted. But if I try another type of file, it might not be acceptable. So only we have the file type we have set before. Now, section 6 future contact. So when we go to we add section here. So here multiple choice. So we have options yes and no. So multiple choice. So this is a single choice because we don't activate multiple choice because the answer will either yes or no. It cannot be multiple answer. And then we have preferred contact method. So we have multiple choice, either email, telephone, or SMS. So let us delete this option and copy our options. So we copy them together and then we add them here. Now I'll come back to this point. So any additional comment? So this is a long text answer. If they have more than one comment, they can add it. So add a question. It is a text and it's a long one. So what's the meaning of branching? Now we click on here and we add branching. The moment we add a branching, so if the customer say yes, do you want to contact you? Yes, it means they can go to question 19. So we add, so if the customer mentioned yes, so they will go to question 19, the preferred method, whether email, telephone, or SMS. However, if the customer chose no, if the customer has chosen no, they don't want to be contacted. There is no need for them to answer 19 because they clearly said, explicitly said it's a no. So here, if the customer choose yes, so they will go to question 19, the preferred method. Now, if they choose no, they will go straight away. They will skip question 19 and then they will go to 20. So let us see how branching will be workable when we preview it from the customer's side. So let us go back here now and let us preview it. Look at that here. So let us go to the last question. So imagine I am the customer now. So So I have a question number 18. I don't have any question here apparent. So would you like Tesco to contact you? So if the customer say yes, then the customer will see this question 19. Preferred contact method, we say email, or let's say email. And then they go to question any additional comment they can type. So this is if the customer choose yes, so question 19 will appear for them. Now let us see if the customer said no, then no need to have that question. So immediately they go to this question, any additional comment. So I repeat. So if the customer choose yes, then question 19 will appear, which is preferred contact method. Now, if they choose no, they will immediately go to this question. So let us go back now to our survey. And as you can see, this sign branching, whenever we add branching, we have this symbol appearing on the survey. It means there is a branching. So what the meaning of branching is, it's based on the customer's response, whether they go to the next question or not. Let us discuss the text format. It's more clearer to enlarge the text. You see full name, email address, age group, and consistency is very important. If you see all the questions are large, they are really clear for the customer. If you want to use colors, maybe here, for example, shopping habits, how often, for example, often is you are asking about the number, the frequency. So you can make it in a red color, for example. So you highlight the keywords in a different color. Which Tesco services? So you are talking about the services. So you can put it in red. We can use the same colors as Tesco logo, either blue or red. So here, main reason would be the keyword. So let us see, for example, if we preview it, you can see here, if you see how often, and then Tesco services. So we highlight them here and the main reason. So you can highlight the keywords in the questionnaire to help the customer understand what is the focus of your work. Now, if you remember, this was section 1. Section 1 was customer information. So that's why section 1 questions will appear on a single page, only on one page. Then there would be next, and then the shopping habit. Section 2 questions will appear on the second page alone. Because shopping habits is a section. Now, when we move to next, now section 3 would be the customer satisfaction. All the questions would be on a separate page. So this is the advantages of using sections. Not only we organize the content of the survey into different sections, but also each section will be the questions that are related to each section will be on a separate page, as we can see here. So we click next and you can see product and service. They are a section, they are on a different page. And then feedback, the final one is on a separate page. Yeah. So now if we go back to see how, when we look at our work area, workplace, it doesn't show this. As you can see, all the questions from 1 till 20, they appear on a single page. All the questions from 1 till 20, all the questions from top to bottom will appear on a single page. And then you can see here section 1, customer information. And then section 2, shopping habits alone. Yeah. So in a different section. And section 3, customer satisfaction. Let us test that. If you can see, customer information would be on a separate page. And then shopping habits will be on another. Let's preview it. So as you see, customer information will be on one page, and then there is next, and then shopping habits would be on a different page. So this is, each section would be, let us see what is the third page. So the third page is customer satisfaction. Let us see here. We see customer information on one page, shopping habits on the second page, and customer satisfaction section 3 is on the third page. Whereas if we try another type of questionnaire where we don't have sections, so if you see here, we don't have any sections here in our design. So let us, if we preview it, so you can see here, all of it is on a single page, whether it's short or long questionnaire, all of it would be on one page. It's not because we have only 3 questions. Even if you have long, very long survey, all of it would be on one page. Reason because there are no sections. So when we go back, as you can see, we have no sections in here. If you scroll down here, so there are no sections. So let us try, whatever you add a question, whatever you add, even if you add too many questions, all of them would be on the same page. Yeah. All of them, yeah. So let us test it, preview. So as you can see, even if you have 20 questions, all of them will be on the same page. So the end of the page would be submit. Whereas when we have sections, have next at the end of each page, and we only have submit at the end. So as you can see at the end, there is next, because we move to another section. There is next, and then next, and this is the final one. Sorry, pre-final one, and then next. And at the end, only in the last page, which is future contact in the last section, we have the submit. So the submit will appear in the last section only, in the last page. Whereas, as we can see here, when we have no sections, so all the submit will be at the end of the same page. Now let's move to another topic, which is the difference between single answer and multiple answers in the multiple choice question. For example, in age group, a single answer is required. For that reason, we don't activate multiple answer. Whereas in another question, like which Tesco services have you used, more than one answer might be correct. Select all that apply. So in this case, we will activate the multiple answer because I might be using Tesco for in several ways. So here we click on here and we activate multiple answers. Similarly, how often do you shop at Tesco? A single answer is required. Let us see the difference. Let us preview it to see. So when it's a single answer is required, the system doesn't allow me to choose more than one. So if I try to choose more than one, if you see, is not allowed. So they accept, the Microsoft form will accept only one click, as you can see, because in the design, it is a single choice. Now, if we go to another example where multiple choice is allowed, like here, select that, all that apply, the system will allow me to click on more than one item. For example, I go for Tesco Mobile, Tesco Cafe, and so we have more than one options, home delivery, so in-store shopping. So the system allowed me to choose more than one because I did activate multiple answer. Now we will learn how to set a question to be a required. It means it's a must to answer it by the customer and they cannot navigate to the next question without or to the next page without it. So here I click as required. So the moment I put required, you can see when we go here to preview, so you see this little asterisk here because it shows me the question is required, because the system will not allow me to submit the questionnaire without answering this question. Let me try to put here as the example for that here. So if we put here, if I skip the age, I skip the email and the age group, maybe Tesco, if I said Manchester, Tesco, the date of my visit is today, let's say. So if I click on next, the system will not allow me. It will say the question is required. So why? Because if you see there is a little bit asterisk next to it, is required. Whereas here it was optional here. How we set that? If we go here, so if you want the question to be required, the customer will not be able to go to navigate to another place without it. So in this case, you need to make it required. So let me remove the requirement here. So if you see the asterisk is here, so I will make it now not required. So the moment I remove it, now the asterisk will disappear. As you can see, there is no asterisk anymore. When we go to the age group now, I can skip it. So there is no star here. And then I skip it. The system will not stop me from that.